What's up, Tube? Tonight on the bench, I have got the Thor 40mm launcher, and I usually when I do these sort of reviews, one of the things that I do is I tear it all apart to see how it works, and this this thing is like super simple. I'll go through it with you. So basically, you've got your trigger here. There's a pin through the trigger for your safety, so you push that pin through. Can't pull the trigger anymore. Safety off, safety on. It's got some pick rails, top and bottom. It's a polymer, some sort of plastic construction, and it's pretty much just an empty tube. There's a release here, and there it is, tubular. Now the actual piece here that you can see in here is the pin, and to cock it you pull this lever down and that drags that pin back, push it back up again, and then when you pull the trigger, when the safety is off, that pin pops out. And that is literally all there is to this launcher. There is not much more to it. In fact, the entire operation of the blaster lies in the shell. The shell is basically the entire blaster, and then this literally pushes the button to launch the shell. So it's just like a little button pusher that pops out the back there and pushes the button on the shell to release the gels. So the actual launcher itself is incredibly simple. There's not a lot to it. It does feel quite light and easy to hold, and interestingly enough, it comes with a belt clip as well. I'm going to grab that, hang on. So it comes with this belt clip, which I imagine screws into this hole here. And then I could release it here. Alright, there we go. So that little ball pin screws in the side there, and then that clips onto your belt, and it just locks in your belt and hangs there. So basically it comes with its own little holster. And then there's a release button there that I was pressing wrong. So when it pops in, it stops it from falling out, and then when you press the release button there, you can actually remove it. So it's designed so when you grab it, you can push your thumb on it and release it quite easily, which is quite cool. I've never actually seen a blaster that comes with its own speed holster as such. That's essentially what this is. That's pretty cool. Anyway, let's get to the real deal. Let's get to the shells. That's where all the fun happens. Okay, so this is the shell. It is a big boy. Let's just move this. Actually, let's just get rid of that altogether. let's look at this shell. Alright, so this is the shell here, and as you may or may not be able to see there, it does say 7 to 8mm gel blaster on it. It's got 15 holes in the front of it there, so it's quite long as well, so like you can put 15 gels in there at a minimum. So I don't know if you can like double load or triple load each of these tubes. I'm gonna play around. I'm gonna see what I can do with it. But the way this works is quite quite interesting. So you've got the holes at the end there, which line up with your 15 barrels essentially, and then here you've just got a button here, and that's the button that gets pushed, and then in the front here we have the filling valve there, so it does operate on gas, so you fill your gas in there. I don't have a CO2 adapter that does these, so I imagine it could go. That's usually the valve you use for green gas, so I imagine green gas is the go. I guess if you had a nozzle that fit that with CO2, you could probably use CO2 in it too. I don't know the exact specs of this, but it's quite simple. It's got a it's got an O-ring in there, it's got an O-ring back here. This gets pushed forward, and when that gets pushed forward, it opens up and the gas comes out. And of course that would then go through all your tubes and blow your gels out in that direction. So it's quite simple in operation. I want to try. I'm gonna try and chrono it if I can. First I've got to fill it up. Now to fill it up, I'm going to need a extension nozzle on my filler, because my filling nozzle doesn't fit down in there. If you've got the standard one of these type jobbies, then it doesn't actually fit down in there. So I'm gonna have to get an extension for that, and then we'll fill her up and we'll see how she goes. Oh, hi, welcome to my lathe. Now you might ask yourself, how did we get here? Valid question. The answer is this little bad boy. I actually just had to slightly modify this in my lathe. And the reason behind this modification is because my filling nozzle, this little oil cap, it wouldn't fit in originally, so I had to shorten this so it was flush, so that now I can easily fill this thing. So that should be good to go now. Now, all I have to do is push 15 gels into these tubes. Now, I'm not sure if there's an easier way of doing this, or if this is just how it's got to be done. Just gonna push 15 gels in there. Before I do though, I've got one here. I've actually taped off all the holes except for one. So I'm gonna just put one gel in and attempt to chrono it. I'm just gonna put one gel in the one gel hole, and of course this is so just that one hole there, so just gonna pop it into there and we'll see how it chronos, because this is not this is not like a perfectly ideal test. I mean, I'm just doing this for my own personal amusement, I guess, just to see what one gel would chrono out of these things. So let's do it. All right, popping one gel in. Now I assume that you're supposed to push it all the way to the bottom. That's what I've done. Let's see how this goes. Now I've as you've just seen, filled this with propane. I believe these are designed to go CO2, so this probably won't be the ideal test, but I don't have a CO2 nozzle on me at the moment, so it is what it is. If you had CO2, it would probably be a little bit more powerful, but I'll go with propane for now, just for the test, and see how we go. Alright, let's see how this goes. See if I can get it through the hole. Alright, there we go. One gel, 213 FPS. Alright, one gel's pretty funny, but that's not what we're here for. Let's see what 15 gels do. Oh my gosh. That was oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. I feel like maybe the situation wasn't really recorded on film very well, so I'm just going to light this up. Hang on, get some light. Maybe from angle here. Alright, and then I will zoom in on the impact point. Now again, I don't know if the camera shows up what's going on there, but 15 rounds into that general area, obviously it doesn't puncture the cardboard, but it definitely did put a fair whack in it, and I have it on pretty good authority that these things do tickle a little bit when when received. I also should point out that this was on propane, not CO2, so CO2 would be even potentially better than that. I'm going to try, so I loaded one gel into each cylinder. I'm going to try loading 2 into each cylinder and see what happens. Alright, here we are. Back for a 2 in each chamber test. 3, 2, 1. Alright, I have successfully filled my entire workshop with gels. I think it's safe to say that 2 in each chamber definitely lowers the FPS output, because I have some solid gels still rolling around my workshop floor right now after that. So so they didn't break on impact. I don't know if you can see this, but take my word for it. There's quite a number rolling around. So all of the original 15 from the single shot they broke. So they all broke up, and there was like literally no remnants of them. And now I mean, just sitting where I'm sitting here, I can see like at least 4 or 5 rolling around on the floor, probably more. I was actually going to do a test where I could just fill every single cylinder with as many gels as I possibly could, but I now foresee that I could just pour a bottle of gels on the floor and have the same result. So, not gonna do that. Okay, so the Thor from Tactical Edge Hobbies, definitely a lot of fun. Definitely a good toy. It's a bit of a one-shot wonder though, so like you gotta make that one shot count, because I mean, after that you gotta I guess you could probably work on that. But it is certainly you got to make that one shot count. You don't have a lot of wiggle room to get those reloads done quickly. But still, if you've got an entryway to a room that's got a bunch of people in there, and you want to spread a bunch of gels in that general area, this will certainly do the job. And it's certainly a lot of fun. That's all I got really for you. I would have liked to have tested it with some CO2, but I do think that even with the green gas, it packed enough of a punch. I mean, with double loads in it, it was a bit weak. Maybe with CO2 double loading, it would be another thing that you could do. But definitely a lot of fun. I don't know how useful it would be out on the field though, but certainly a lot of fun. Anyway, that's all I got for you. Thanks for watching. Peace. Don't forget, oh yeah, you can buy me a coffee if you want to support the channel. I gotta give some shout outs to people who have bought me coffees. Let me just Brendan, Adam Hoy, Splatcat, and someone who was anonymous. Sorry, I can't give you a shout out if you're anonymous. Alright, thanks for watching. Peace.